clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Runix Heavy Duty 89 Series. High efficiency, brushless 20-volt motor. All-in-one professional angle grinder kit. Runix brushless angle grinder.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to everyone. Of course, I am looking to do something here now, and unfortunately it's one of those times when things just does not seem to happen the way you want it to happen. So what I'm going to do, let me just see if I could post that link direct and make sure people are getting the feed, because here we go. Right, good. So, good. So, Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8. Of course, I'm Inshan Ishmael, your host, and it's a pleasure being in your company after almost a 2-month hiatus. Yes, what's it? It's about the 8th of May today. And, let me fix it and done it up one time because I show my wife will be calling me and telling me, you know, your color need coloring. Yes, let me just fix that and look pretty. Right, good. Here we go. Right, these are Van Heusen shirts. So how much is that? It's supposed to be up to standard, and it is normally up to standard because, you know, Van Heusen is tops when it comes to shirts. Anyway, it's a pleasure being in your company, and of course, tonight's program, just to give you a little, why is this color just, what do you mean, button quite up here? You want me to choke on there? Let me see, okay. Here we go. No, I ain't gonna button that. Right, good. You gotta stay so. Anyway, let me just welcome Tile Expression to this segment. And of course, Tile Expression is where you get all your styles of tiles, no matter if it's porcelain, ceramic, you name it. Check them out. Located right there in Shahuanas. Now, tonight, just to give you a little recap of what was taking place and why I was absent for such an extended period. What happened is, let me be very frank with you. I had a health scare, right? A major health scare, and right now we're still going through a few things, and at the end of the day, it's we're getting over that hurdle, and God is the one that decides, you know, when your time is to come and when you have to get extended time. So I'm here with you today, and I thank God for that. But one of the things that I've always said, and I always tell people this, I am one of those parents. It have many types of parents outside there. It have the type of parent who, if they see their child sick, they will say, boy, it's better my child sick than me. Or the type of parents who will abandon the very thought of being a pillar in a home. And one of the things that I've always said as a father, and to me, some people may say, well, how you could say that? You can't say that. One of the things that I've always said and I've always prayed is that as a parent, you do not want to see your child suffer. As a parent, you do not want to see your child facing hardship. Even if that child is a bad child, you do not want that child to go through stress. So therefore, one of the things I've always raised my hands and prayed for, oh God, whatever hardships my children have to face, whether it be health or anything related, take it away from them and let me bear that burden. And that is something that I've always said. So I've always said time and time again, because I'm 56 years now, and I thank God for giving me life, because there are people right now in hospital 20 years who on their last breath. Some people are 25 on their last breath. Some people are 1 year and taking their last breath. So, we must be grateful, because there is ultimate tests where some people get tests and are able to move on from hardship and recover. Then there are those people who will get a major heart attack and boom, they're gone. So, it's across the board. It's across the board. But I just want to say a special thank you to all the people so far who have been a pillar of support to me. Unlike what some people think. And, I really want to address this. So, is that my son was telling me that certain people, right, talking about how what? I'm bedridden. I'm bedridden right now. I'm bedridden now. I'm as badly off. Is that one of them saying that how drips I need. And is he sad thing about this, right? And here what happening there? Is he sad thing? It is members of my community. And the same members of my community who know how to macro well, right? Because all you know, I don't put water in my mouth. What is he sad thing? When all you need something, all you know how to call my number. When all you want to use me, when all your mother dead, all your father dead, and all you want to call IBN to put up the death announcement, all you know my number. But to macro my situation, hey, all you hear Inshan so and so, boy, I hear he bedridden and all kind of thing. And these same illiterate idiots would not even pick up a phone and call. And it's my community that is guilty about that. It's my community. The same people who will come and grovel and beg and you turn around and help them is the same people who will act stupid. So like I say with me, I don't hold anything back, because I have always said that there are times that my community does disappoint me real bad. And one of the greatest disappointment came during Ramadan. One of the greatest disappointments that I ever had was during Ramadan. Now, many of you know that there's a boycott of Starbucks and KFC, and many people don't know this, but there is something called Yum Brands. Yum Brands is the parent company of KFC, the parent company of Taco Bell, the parent company of Pizza Hut, which was delivering pizza to the IDF, the same people who are responsible for the nonsense going on in Rafah right now. And one of the things that shocked me the most during Ramadan was a mosque in Ramadan facilitating KFC and Starbucks. And this is how shameless, and this is how sickening, and this is how disgusting we have reached in this country, that we will go ahead as Muslims. Like I said, you have Muslims, and you have Maulanas, and you have Monilanas. And the sad thing is that these are the same people through their CEOs and through their management and through their hierarchy, supporting and funding. All right? Look at this. Shares of Starbucks fell to a 21-month low in extended trading on Tuesday on the heels of dismal quarterly earnings report missing analysts' expectations amid faltering sales in the first few months of 2024. You know, and when you're looking at this, right? Zakir, take this call there for me, right? When you're looking, right? And when you're looking at this, Malaysia KFC closes over 100 stores amid consumer boycotts. Right? So all over the world, you have Muslims who have liver and who have gizzard and who's standing up. But in Trinidad and Tobago, during the holy month of Ramadan, during a period when you are supposed to be at the top of your game, you go on and put these people, and you see, you know, let me address some here. Javid Mohammed, Maulana Javid Mohammed. Well, he was talking a bunch of dotishness because he talking about what? If they ain't get the 2,000 meals, if who got feed the 2,000 meals. You can't be that stupid. Honestly, you cannot be that stupid because the fact is that we don't have a shortage of donation. If anybody come to me and say we need to feed the poor, and they need 1,000 pieces of chicken, I will sponsor it. So when you have Maulanas protecting Maulanas and covering their dotishness, right? Because why? For what gains? For what gains? And this is the shamelessness that we have in this country. This is the backwardness. Look at what is going on in Rafah right now. Look at what is going on. You have over 1 million people being affected, bombs dropping on their head, children being buried alive, children blown to smithereens. And that don't bother all you, boy. That don't bother all you. Something had to be wrong. Something had to be sick. There has to be a blackness in your heart that you cannot understand that you will facilitate this. You will take this and put it in your mosque. But you know what's the worst part about it? The worst part is the sick people who actually support this dotishness. If leadership doing dotishness, oh God, you have some common sense. You're so hungry for a piece of chicken, you will sell your soul. This is what is going on. This is what is happening when millions of people are being gathered like animals and being murdered and slaughtered, but only on one side promoting it. Well, if that is not the height of hypocrisy, I don't know what the hell is. And I'm ashamed. Because during Ramadan, I felt ashamed. So many of us felt ashamed because the leaders that we look up to, the ones who we're supposed to hold in high esteem, all they care about is popularity and money. That's all. And it burns me that, you know, you have Imtiaz Mohammed from IMG. Imtiaz is trying so much to have gatherings every week. Right? Look, this week he's having a next one on Sunday on the 12th of May. And he does not have to do this. But Imtiaz is one of the first few persons, and I want to say that one name should not be on the bottom of that list. Yeah, sure. One name. Zoom up the list for me, please. Tonight I fire in Bull Pistol. One name should not be on that list. And the reason one name should not be on that list is because of hypocrisy. It is because you allow these people. And you know what is the sad thing, boy? You know what is the sad thing? They just talk about parda and sheep and goat. I remember when you go there, the women can't see their own husband. Daughters can't see their fathers because you just have them like sheep and goat. But women improperly attired, men jamming up one another in one, and they don't have a problem with that. It is not a problem. So you see, this is the level of hypocrisy. It is the level of shamelessness that we have in society right now. And as I said before, tomorrow could come and my number call. You know what people go celebrate if they hear I dead tomorrow or if I sick? They will celebrate. But you know how much people cry too? You know who will celebrate? The people who are dropping things on the shoulder. The people who getting lit by what I'm saying, because I've said it before and I keep saying it. This mark on my head is not something that I stick on. I pray 5 times a day, God willing, and I try my best to be a good Muslim, but I am ashamed that we in this country, where the hell is the UAE Islamic Society? All over the world. All over the world. You're having things all over the world in all them universities, and them UAE was hosting something recently with somebody from Israel. Right? What did UAE do? UAE probably printing tickets for the next dinner. And that is the level of shamelessness we have. This is where we have reached. And it is embarrassing, because when you look at what is taking place right now in Rafah, in Palestine, where children are being murdered. Look at this. And that's a date palm plant, right? Of course, it's a graphic image, right? This is someone. All right, guys, could we get a graphic image first, please? Right? Yeah, we have to play that first, right? Just warning you that this image is a graphic image. This is supposed to have come before. All right? Take a look at this. This doesn't bother you. This is someone's child under the rubble holding on. And look at what is growing between their fingers. A date palm tree. And this don't bother all you, boy. Something is not wrong with all you. That when all you see these things, it doesn't affect all you. Watch this. And all you come in and all you letting Starbucks come in all your masjid. And all you letting KFC come in all your masjid. And all you taking things from McDonald's. All you have no shame. And that's why I say, when all you're having gatherings, all you can't put these people's name on it. All you can't let these people talk. Whether it is them or the children, run them. Because it's about time. The reason why what is happening in Israel is happening right now, it is simply because the Muslims have lost all testicular fortitude. We have become a bunch of money-hungry hypocrites. Turkey, they just announced that they're going to stop trading with Israel after 30,000 murdered. They waited for 30,000 to be murdered and then say that. All the president doing was talking so. United Arab Emirates, a bunch of hypocrites and donkeys. That is what the UAE is. You have Jordan, waste of time. You have all the other countries surrounding Israel. Egypt, another money-hungry Satan that you have. This is the reality of it. Imagine right next door, and look in the States. This is what, imagine you have so many non-Muslims. 90% of those people who are protesting for Palestine are non-Muslims, while you have the Muslims all over the world selling their souls for money, selling their souls for fame. If you do that, and you know what is the sad thing in Trinidad? Some of the richest masjids who have money put down, and some of the richest financiers are the ones selling their soul for what? And you know what? Let me tell you the reality of it. I want to tell you this. You see, and I want to say this plain. You see, I want you to think about this, Moody. Ancient Ishmael have a chicken company. My company name is Clock Fried Chicken. Clock. That's the name of my fried chicken. You that supply Clock with millions of chicken, right? But you does also finance the mosque down the road. So, when there is a boycott on my chicken, or because I support in Israel, or my parent company support in Israel, you now have a problem. Because here what happening? You just get donations from me, right? You just get donations from two places, from Clock, and you just get from the chicken supplier. So the chicken supplier now, you have to protect them. Make sense? So you have to protect the chicken supplier. You have to make sure that they do not lose business. And to me, this is where the mother of hypocrisy lies. If I had $1 billion contract with a company supplying Israel, I tell that contract go to hell, because at the end of the day, one life is worth more than that $1 billion. But that's just me. That is just me. Because you see, I was not born into money. I did not get money easy. So therefore, at the end of the day, I appreciate what little I have. But this is the sad reality of where we are in Trinidad and Tobago. This is where we are. And you know, I decided that I will start off my program tonight dealing with this because I'm ashamed. I am embarrassed. Because when you listen to the hypocrisy and the filth coming out of some of these fellas' mouth, and then they just go, and then they just want to talk and tell you what you must do. To Imtiaz, and to the few like Shaul and my partner from Masjid Al-Hadi, and you know, Mufti Ismail from Charlieville, and these fellas and them, all you continue to stand strong. All you continue to be the voices of the voiceless. And you see the ones who are hypocrite, I'm speaking to you especially, the ones who are willing to sell all your soul. I don't blame all you. You know why I don't blame all you? Because you all have a set of followers who you have brainwashed and who have been indoctrinated in stupidity. And what happens is that if you tell them jump, they will jump. Because imagine they know what Starbucks is doing. They see it all over the internet. And yet they are comfortable with it coming in their masjid property, donating, financing, supporting, and they don't have a problem. So, if all they don't have a problem, hard luck. But I tell you, that was the biggest shame for me during the whole Ramadan. The biggest shame. Let's go, guys. Let's deal with the issues. Oh, let's see this fella here. Oh, let's see this fella. Right? This fella is Narad Munilal. About 3-4 weeks ago, Narad Munilal, right? I want to explain this here because this happened a few weeks ago. Narad Munilal resides in Bamboo number 2. He is one of the most respectable young men in this village, as well as one of the most hard-working young men. During the flood in Bamboo number 2, Narad would take his boat. You could run some of the videos. Narad would take his boat and for days, 4-5 days, go up and down and transport people when Khadija Amin was nowhere around. This is during the flood in Bamboo. And in the middle of the night, Narad cave, alligator biting his foot. He don't care. He was out there assisting villagers. And you know what is the sad thing, boy? Let me tell you what is the sad thing. During this entire thing, and I'll explain to you what happened to Narad. This was the flooding in Bamboo number 2. This is him here again with his boat. Narad went, I believe it's a gas station by Mova there, and he was accosted. And he was taken, and he was brought in Bamboo number 2. Now there's a reason I'm telling you this. When he was brought in Bamboo number 2, his house was ransacked. Items were stolen, and his car was stolen as well. Now, I want you to understand something. If Narad had come in Bamboo, right, and had met a guard boot at the beginning of Bamboo, what would have happened, Moody? It would not have happened. So that villager, right, that villager would have probably been saved from 3/4 of the stress. But you see, this is what we do in this country. We play politics with dotishness because we have the UNC, a bunch of failures not supporting the guard boot, and then the enemy, who is the PNM, not supporting the guard boot. So who you really supporting? Who are you supporting? And this is why I continue to say, we are in a morass in this country. We live in our own little utopia where we believe a woman that lost 11 elections has the opportunity to somehow miraculously win when more people does not support her. Imagine this, eh? We are so stupid in this country. We are so lacking in intelligence that we believe that a woman who is getting less support now is going to win the election even though she lost the last 11. If something is not wrong with that grey matter in our head, I don't know what else to think. But I want to show you, remember the guard boot? Right? We have a photo of the guard boot, guys. Right. This was villagers, and this was the guard boot. And that is the guard boot that should have had a guard that would have saved Narad. But you see, in this country, we continue to like to play games. We like to play the fool, right? And by the way, there are one or two people who still glad that God boot and bamboo break down from the village. And they know, and one or two of them was right in the crowd. Imagine that. They're there and they're lying through their teeth. Anyway, that is a story by itself. Right? That is a story by itself. So let's go again. So, I should mention as well. When Narad went missing, myself, Charlie, his family, Poye, Rocky, and just about 12 to 15 other villagers went to check the family. And you know what is the most embarrassing part about this, right? Right? You know what is the sad part? Like, my phone is somewhere. Right? Get my phone. Right? You know what is the sad part? That same villager helped half this village when they were marooned. And 90% of them did not even show up by the father or mother's house to show support. That is the village that we live in. Imagine that. How shameless it is that you live in a village that a young boy went out there with a boat, sacrificed his own life by going underwater with Adesh and all them other fellas and them, the young boys who did well. And I told the village, I said, let us recognize these fellas. They couldn't come together to recognize these fellas. And this is the type of village we live in. We have two village chats. We have two groups of people in Bamboo. On one side, you have a set of idiots who support the councillor and the MP because apparently that is what they like. They love failure. And then on the other side, you have over 200 people who want better in the village. But of course, in within that, you get a little mix of the village macros who just there to see what we're talking about. And it is shameless. It is shameless that imagine for 1 minute that this same young man did so much for the village and the very people he assisted did not even have the courtesy to step out of their homes, to go to the family and said, what could we do? Can we bring a case of water? Can we bring some cricks? Can we try to see how we could help you out in this time of need? The father and mother was in Tobago while this young man went missing. And we were searching all over. Men went down by Caroni, Sulin and others. Went Caroni, went this place. and they were searching to see if they could find this young man. But the majority of the village slept comfortably because they did not care. And you know what is the next thing? It reminds me of the same village chat. You have about 200 people, and on that same village chat, every day, one woman would say good morning. And 99.9% of the village would not even respond. Same thing with Samuel Tolle village chat? Yeah. All over. You see, but the day something happened to them, my mother missing, oh God, my father missing, my brother, oh God, we need this. Those are the same people who will become very active. And you can see, fella, help me now, please, we just get robbed. Help me now, please, we need this. But when it is time to use you conveniently, and this is what we are becoming Trinidad. You know, and this is why, you know, this year, once God spare my life, this will be my last year for breaking barriers. I'll have no more again. End the story. Because it's literally spinning top in mud for a bunch of dunces. Every time you keep, you know, when you look at the political scenario we're in, right? You look at Rowley on one side, who is an abject failure, wastes of time, the worst prime minister this country has ever seen. And then on the other side, what do we have? You have one, somebody involved in allegations of vehicle fraud with a vehicle that they imported, right? You have somebody who was giving away stove and fridge and all kind of thing during the flooding, and nobody know where the stove and fridge and everything come from. You have one of them, a senator, who beat his wife while she was pregnant. You have a next one, he bring down his child via FedEx. You don't know who is the mother and father. You have a next one, you don't know if he's a boy or a girl. You have a next one involved in allegations of human trafficking. And these are the people that all you're supporting. Look up to yesterday, somebody called me. They ain't no water. What constituency in? Kamla constituency. Did you call her? No, because she don't answer. Did you visit her constituency office? She don't be there. So why you support her? why I should vote for them, NI, and they use a racist remark. She said why I should vote for them, NIG, and use a racist remark. Well, you know what I do one time, right? I say the day your child depends on blood, I want you to tell the doctor, and I want you to tell the people who give him blood, that you don't want no African blood because of your racist self. And this is the problem that we have in this country. We have places all over. Imagine Wassa Bosin the other day, that all you're getting an improved water supply, all you're getting water 3 days a week now. And you are so stupid that you are celebrating you're getting 3 days. This is where we are at. Look right now in Asulura Road, about a bus file. One of the biggest users of water does not have a meter. And they pay next to nothing. We bought water for this month so far. And the month is how many days? 8 days? Right? 7 truckloads of water. 7 6 is 42. $4,000 in water. And it's the 8th day. And it have an organization, somebody, I ain't calling no names, have no meter and using millions of gallons, and Wassa is permitting that. Because you see, that is where we reach with the discrimination in Trinidad and Tobago. But that is the next story. That is for the courts, and we are dealing with that in the courts because that's supposed to come up next month. And talking about discrimination, guys, could we get the slide, please, with the Emancipation and Indian Arrival Day thing? I think we're supposed to have that there. Right? Let me know if you have it, please. Right. Keep that there. Hold that on the board for me. Now, that is through a Freedom of Information Act request that I made. And this is question number 3, funding the disbursed for Indian Arrival and Emancipation Day. And I want you to check something. For Indian Arrival Day, the funds given was 11,000, 92,000, 25,000, 60,000, and 18,000. Now, interestingly, you notice there is no funding to any Christian or any Muslim organization because Muslim Indian didn't arrive. We dropped from the Fatah Razak. You understand? So this is the level of discrimination by the ministry, right? And what I'm going to do, just for the kicks of it, we are going to have an event for children on Indian Arrival Day, and we're going to ask for funding and see what they say. What do you say? We're going to do it, right? So, come back down, guys. I just want to show how equal we are in this country. So, Zaki, you add this up for me. So, for the period 2021 and 2022, right, you have 18,500, 60,000, 25,500, 92,500, and 31,471. Right? Let me know what is the total you have there now. This is for the Indian community. Right? Now you want to average our total? What is it?
227,000.
Okay, 227,000. Go up. So the Indian community, 21-22, got 221,000. Right, good. Let's go down. Go up. For emancipation, right, add this figure. 3,000. 1 million. 7,300. 22,950. And 18,000. About 1.1 million?
Yeah.
$1.1 million. Right? Emancipation Day. But the Indian community get 200,000. This is Trinidad and Tobago. What that telling you? Under the PNM government, in your face, Indian people always whine to the left. Indian people always dog according to the PNM. Because here what's happening, always 1/5 the value. And even though the African and the Indian community on par in terms of numbers, you are seeing a great discrepancy, which, like I said before, to me is not an issue. But you know what? There is something called equality. If on one hand, the African community was 1 million persons, and the Indian community was 200,000 persons, well, then we're going to say, the ratio works according to the persons, the number of persons. But clearly we are seeing with the PNM government, the racist administration, that is the PNM government, because when you look at state boards right now, state boards, like is ethnic cleansing on state boards right now. Check all these state boards on them, and you will see, like some are, like they are allergic, it's like they are allergic to put Indian in state board right now. That is where they reach. But say what? That is for a different story. Let's go again. Running through everything. Let's go, guys. Let's run this slide, guys. This is bamboo number 2. In front of bamboo number 2. Bamboo number 2 now, this is the representation we get. And this is, the idiots will continue to support the dotations. The failure, the idiots down here will continue to do it. Support the failures on them. It's a garbage heap now at the front of the village. Let's go again, guys. WASA to name and shame people charging water racket. Why WASA don't talk about all them PNM constituencies and areas that thief in water and don't pay a cent for water? This is us purchasing water again for the toilets because we ran out of water again. This is about the 10th water supply for the toilets, right? But the chairman of WASA, who promised water, Ravindra Nanga, who promised water to the grounds 2 years ago, and I have all the texts and messages and he said financing was approved. He put his tail between the leg and backtrack, telling me that the minister, and I hear happening, I dare him to challenge me on this. The minister is the one that's holding it back. And I dare him to challenge me on this. I state that as a statement of fact coming from him. Because, and plus I have a lot of text messages too as well, which shows that we were promised. But like I tell you again, we like dog, courtesy the PNM. Courtesy the PNM. Let's go again, guys. German TikToker traveler robbed, but still has faith in good Chinese. From the time you set foot in this country to show that Trinidad's safe and you get robbed, your purpose ain't serving again. Because your purpose was to show that Trinidad was safe. The day you get robbed, you should have packed up your backpack and blaze trail, brother man. Right? At the end of the day, whatever good you're trying to do for the country, right, it will end up getting destroyed in that robbery. But I gotta tell you, such is life. But all the best, continue to be safe as you trek through the trails. And this man had to be a madman, you know. Because he going through some bush shining. I see boy here happening. I see this man going through all kind of bush shining by Mudvol. I say here happen. Better he than me, yes. Some people really need to get a job, you know. Let's go again, guys. Yeah. Let's see that. All right, take a look at this, eh? Take a look at this. Now, it had real cost in the audio, right? But Moody, tell me where is the problem with this video? They're coming up now, don't worry. They're coming up now. Let's see. Right, in about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. What you carry reverse in? Police lock them down. Where's the mistake police make? Where's the mistake? These people so untrained, they jump out of their vehicle and they don't even know if the man had firearm or not. Right? Go back a little bit and you will see how untrained these fellas are. Right? You go on, a man, right? Pull back a little bit, right? You see a man, I don't know if he thieved the vehicle, I don't know what's going on. Right? The man could have come out of the vehicle. You ain't know who lie down and hiding. You so stupid. You come out of your vehicle, you expose yourself. You're supposed to stay behind the door. And here what's happening? Go down on the ground, lie down, hands behind your head. Cartoon, they're telling you what to do. And these police, I mentioned that. I don't know where these people get their training from, you know. I believe, long time it used to have them snacks and them sometimes you get a little hint in it or you get a little thing in it. Or probably from them KC Dynamite. You know KC Dynamite, long time, when you can't tell Zakir about these things, huh? Long time when you KC Dynamite and you give you in primary school and secondary school and you give a girl a KC Dynamite and it have what? The rapper have what? Oh, yeah. I love you, yeah. I miss you, yeah. And all kind of thing. Here what's happening? You know my relationship start from that? Moody and his wife Salisha met through a KC rapper. right? And let me hail our good friends at Mitsui Air Limited. And of course, Mitsubishi Air is where you get top service for the #1 air condition in Trinidad and Tobago, Mitsubishi Electric. And you could check them out because they have inverter units in stock. Inverter units that save you big money. Let's go again, guys. Running through. There is no neonatal or intensive care unit at the Couva Hospital, according to Minister of Health. Now, this is dealing with the 20 babies that died. And of course, there was a video that everybody saw showing there was a NICU unit at the Couva Hospital. So basically, it looks like the minister lied. But my concern is this, right? Coming out of the a meeting, what I was told is that the families are saying that they are not going to accept money, right, unless the minister and the ministry accept liability. So in other words, we ain't going to take your money just so. All you have to accept liability. Now, you know, anytime the ministry accept liability, you could bend them. You could bend them good. So I want to see this where it going because at the end of the day, that opened up a whole Pandora's box now. But you see, again, it's Trinidad and Tobago. It's Trinidad and Tobago where we have one baby that died and we don't have a problem. 5 died, we don't have a problem. 10 died, we don't have a problem. 20 newborn was literally murdered by God knows who and what in this country. Whether it be the public health, for me, I believe it's the public healthcare system, right? Imagine that, and we carry on like normal. 20 newborn who did not have the opportunity to even go to primary school, to kindergarten. 20 newborn who did not even have the opportunity to hold their mother's hand properly. And that does not bother us. And again, as I said before, you know, we keep talking about these things and people keep getting entertained by these things. This is a country that we are trying to save. And you know, for me, we are so happy having a problem with water for the last 60 years. We are so happy. You know, and it's a different type of mentality we have in this country. We are so happy with the traffic from Port of Spain to South. It's like we just get joy and adrenaline from that. We are so happy. Look, today, Moody, where you call that thing again when you lift up something heavy and you know you're... No. Where does get swelling in the groin area now? Hernia. You know they normally have to cut it, right? Yeah. Right. Someone called me today begging. Things bad, they don't have no money. And their husband is in pain every day. You know when they get an appointment for the hernia operation in the public hospital? 2027. 3 years from now. And you know what's the sad thing? We accept that. And to me, what sense does it make you keep beating the same bush again? And we have become so accustomed. We're talking about what? The merit points. We're talking about, that is a serious thing. Whose fault it is that you driving 140 over the speed limit? Whose fault it is that you driving without a seatbelt? I agree that here what happening, some of those demerit points thing a bit too ridiculous. But the fact is that a lot, for example, a Maximan call me and tell me that he can't do a living for his family again because he gonna lose his license. Because all they just drive like donkey on the road. All they need to find something else to do. Don't talk about them fellas and with the Serena coming from Port of Spain. Them on the shoulder every day. Those Port of Spain to Chaguanas drivers and Port of Spain to San Fernando drivers with them Serena, 90% of them need to lose their driver's permit. Because of the way they drive on the road, they don't care about nobody. You know, and this year, Ramadan was hard for us because we lost somebody who was very close to us, Aziza Mohammed, and we don't know the exact, well, when God decided to take you, you can't question that. But the thing is that what we saw was her car swerve. We don't know if she got a bad drive. We don't know. But at the end of the day, some people don't understand that. Look, for example, that Mohammed woman who died and her husband is a farmer, up to now, no one has been charged. People just get licked up on the roadside. People drunk. And police do nothing because police are some of the most corrupt, crooked, nasty set of people that you could find in this country. And this is why the country is the way it is. And not all police, of course. You have the good ones. But the good ones, really and truly, they don't serve no purpose because they don't talk about nothing. For example, in Bamboo here, we have police living in Bamboo. And you have criminals living next to the police. You have the drug dealer living next to the police. You have a gun dealer living next to the police. You have people who smoking weed opposite from the police. And that is normal. If you ask the police where the drug block is in Bamboo, they know. But they ain't going to do nothing. And that is the problem in every village, in every area. You have the people who know where the problem is and they don't do nothing. Let's go again, guys. When I saw this, boy, if approved, right? Imagine government want to create gun-free zones. If approved, it means that people licensed to carry guns won't be able to take guns in these zones, such as schools, banks, medical institutions. You know what is starting about it? How many people get robbed when taking money out of the bank? And you cannot just leave your firearm in your vehicle. It has to be on your person. You can't just leave it in your vehicle just like that, unsecure. And these idiots, these people, I tell you, some of these people in government, they don't think. Because who would get up and come up with this? And look, they're saying government buildings and bars. So much people get robbed in bars. And it have a few people whose lives were saved because when they went to the bar and man getting robbed, they were able to shoot the criminal. So I really don't know. I really don't know. You know, hey, let me thank my partner Kerry for that Rita chocolate coffee, boy. Where was that? I got a case and it done in 2 days. Nazmul and in there lick it up and my daughter, my wife, and is it okay you taste it, is it? The Rita coffee.
I take about 3 or 4.
From where?
From the fridge.
From who fridge?
From your fridge.
Nah. I go buy it for I go buy. All right. Kerry, you go drop 2 cases, I go pay for it. At wholesale cost, of course. Minus 40% off, as I am one of your brand ambassadors. All right. So let's go again. Oh, hold that right there. Hold that. Hold that. After AstraZeneca make billions, after AstraZeneca caused deaths around people playing football and falling down dead, people children falling down dead, people getting sick, people getting blood clot and going poof. And we were being forced by the ministry and government of Trinidad to take this poison. Right? To take this. And here what they say. You know what is this? They are saying that it causes rare blood clots. Let me tell you something. Come to me. Every single medication outside there may have rare instances of something happening. And these greedy criminals called the pharmaceutical industry, they will not shut down or stop supplying something if something is rare. They will shut it down if they realize that this thing is turning into a monster of its own. And that is what they realize. Literally millions of people now who took AstraZeneca are at risk of just falling down dead because of blood clots. Courtesy AstraZeneca. And now they want to play innocent. I remember going into businesses. You're vaccinated? Sorry, you can't come here. Remember that in Trinidad? Or remember people insulting me. In fact, Basdev Pandey, Basdev Pandey was one of those persons who insisted that people be vaccinated. I remember that he had said that. And then there were others in government as well in the UNC and PNM. All you must get vaccinated. All you have to get vaccinated. The country cannot move forward unless X, Y, and Z. There are people who were fired because they were not vaccinated. There was a company in Samoa who had a meeting and was telling workers, if all you don't get vaccinated, all of them fired. I remember the threats, and look at what is taking place now. The same people who were threatening people and their jobs, Ole should be the first recipient of the jam. Because Ole was too wicked. Wicked. Let's go again, guys. You know, the Auditor General's report showed the Ministry of Finance could not account for $386 million in that year, right? They could not account for it. The judiciary could not account for $34.4 million, nor could the FIU, the Financial Investigative Unit, who had to investigate everybody, but the Financial Investigative Unit will not investigate all them car dealers that bringing in millions of dollars in vehicles and nobody know where the money coming from. It could be from drug cartels, it could be from gun funding, but the FIU don't investigate them things. Because you see that one or two people in the FIU who live in a comfortable life right now. I ain't gonna call no names, but I'm very familiar with a few who live in very comfortable because, quite frankly, they undertake. All right, so we worried about 386 million, but we ain't worried where $550 billion plus gone over the last few years since the PNM government. The Ministry of Works, the same contractors who they come back to me, who they considered criminals and conmen, are the same ones doing the most amount of work right now. And they are not dredging, they are not desilting, they combing the grass on the riverbanks and being paid millions of dollars. Men going into Trackmark and paying $100 in equipment. Men who had to refurbish equipment up to 5-6 years ago now. That is where we reach. That is where we reach. Anyway, what we need to do, we need to take our second break and we'll come back. We're going until 9 today, and I have good news and I have bad news. Most likely breaking barriers will resume in about 2 weeks' time. In other words, this is just an intro to the program. For the next 2 weeks, I'll be out. I'll be back and forth out of the country. And what is happening is that I will start back in June, God willing. Right? So this program will get in is only because the amount of people beg and tell me. And plus it have people in my favorite place who saying that I'll lie down on a bed right now, I'm incapacitated. One is that a bedridden and all kind of drama and drips and I don't know. One is that, okay. I wouldn't say what I want to say and who I want to say it or whatever, but I don't wish death on anybody. I don't wish sickness on anybody, because tomorrow morning, you could get up and find out that you have a day or two to live. You know, and I just want to say something before we go on that break. You know, to my cousin Angela. She is from Carpichaima. She's not doing too well. You know, she has been suffering with the effects of cancer for a while. And you know, one of the things that I want to say this publicly, you know, even though we had a good relationship, but the only problem that we had is that when her husband was a police officer, he never used to support me in all the protests and he used to take the side of the police. You know, and that is why we never used to saddle, my cousin Shadi. Right? He and I never used to saddle because he was on the police side. He didn't care what we do and it was right. And you know, I forgive him for that. Because, you know, when you're in the police service, sometimes you don't give a damn about family and you're focused on the police. So the reality of it is that for me, you know, I feel the pain that he's going through, and really and truly, no one should have to experience a family member going through that. So may Allah grant us shifa, inshallah, and may He ease, you know, the suffering and the pain you're going through. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here in Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
I'm Brian. I've been welding for more than 25 years. It's a rough job, so I need tools that last long and work efficiently. The most important tool that I use every day is a welding machine. A good one, in my experience, must last at least, let's say, 4 to 5 years without breaking down or losing efficiency. I've been using a Ronix welding machine for about 4 years now, and it's been a really good companion. Ronix Premium Quality. Ronix Heavy Duty 89 Series. High efficiency, brushless 20-volt motor. All-in-one professional angle grinder kit. Ronix brushless angle grinder.
This year, protect your home with a beautiful standing seam roof that is built to last. Standing seam roofs are proven to last longer, eliminate potential leak points and rusting that screws cause. Built to Last is offering 5% off your purchase, plus save up to $2,000 with free roll forming of your roofing sheets and guttering. Roofing that's built to last. Built to Last Hardware and Roofing Manufacturing Limited, Southern Main Road, Freeport. Call or WhatsApp 355-7703.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
You know, and I want to tell, I now get a message from the young man who was kidnapped now, Devendra. So is that, no problem, Devendra. You could come and check him out tomorrow. That's absolutely fine. Right? Yeah, imagine a man like Moody, who is an outsider from the village, came there with me. I was going down the road, and I just told Moody on the highway, I say, somebody in Bamboo missing, so I'll go check it later. And lo and behold, Moody followed me and shop in Bamboo, and Moody is not even a resident of Bamboo. And I keep telling people this, we have become such non-caring, careless people, don't give a damn. I mean, we have so much taking place, and when you look at what we could do as a people, boy, here up, man, I don't know when things will start to improve, and when we will start to really make a difference as a people. Let's run through the other slide, guys. I wanted to leave that up there, right? Leave that, and I just want to state to my good friend at Nix, right? To my good friend at Nix. What is Nix's name again, man? I forget his name, yes? Yeah. I just want to, today, while coming down the road, I tell myself, I think it's on the side, right, from Nix Cafe in Charlieville. Come back to me, guys. We'll deal with this after. I just feel like eating a bread and chana, boy, with cheese. When I reached there, boy, this young man, always so courteous, and then 90% of the time he refuses to take money from me. That's why sometimes I send people to buy on my behalf. And I just want to tell Nick that, your wife who passed away, she was one of the most generous persons, one of the most decent women out there and hardworking. And, I met Nick the other day, and it really shows you how life is. 1 minute you're here, and then the next minute you're gone. So on behalf of myself, Saeed, thank you so much again for your courtesies, my brother. Let's go back to Hines again. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines has stated that Trinidad and Tobago is afflicted by 3 challenges: a lack of productivity and overwhelming presence of corruption and bacchanal. He described the PNM. This is what essentially you have done, you big failures, Minister. You have just described the PNM. Let's go back to that, right? It's afflicted by 3 challenges, and is the PNM. A lack of productivity, that is the PNM motto. An overwhelming sense of corruption, that is the 99% PNM. And bacchanal, well, that is more UNC than PNM. But still, here is a bacchanal in the PNM too. Because, let me tell you something. The other day, I saw a PNM minister, and this is no joke, looking 10 shades lighter. It's like 3/4 of them using Vico turmeric. And this is no joke. If you watch the PNM ministers that came in 3-4 years ago, and if you watch them now, it's like half of them shame of their color, boy. What are they shame about? If all you're black, be proud, all you're black. What is the problem? Look at me. I so black, I dark black. You understand? But I shock. I see one, I tell you, when I see she in the supermarket, I had to look 3 times, and then I went on the internet. Minister, so. When I see a picture from 2021, and I see present, I tell you, it's like going Sherwin Williams, and you see it have something on the chart with dark brown, and then all of a sudden, like you paint your house in that dark brown, and then when you went back Sherwin Williams, all of a sudden you see the color turn light brown. All you understand what they're doing, boy? You know, it's like the shame of who they are, boy. I really don't understand that, you know. Anyway, do we have any slides to finish up, guys? Right. So, government collected, I didn't separate the government and collected, I apologize. Government collected $74.58 million by ticketing drivers in 20.3. So, other people have oil, gas, all kind of thing as their gross domestic product. You know, some people have agriculture. Trinidad and Tobago have tickets. You know, we so proud. We are the ticketing nation. And you know where he had this? Imagine Barbados and Grenada get through, and they are online in the e-system now with Saudi Arabia. So to go to Saudi Arabia, you could actually arrive and then apply for your visas here. Grenada get through, Barbados get through, and Trinidad and Tobago, we like the potong in the back as usual. Always, you know, boy. Always. Anyway, folks, I promised you that I would be on for 1 hour, and that is the hour. And as I said before, I am heading back and forth. I'll be back and forth for the next 2 weeks. So it does not make sense that next week I miss the program, and then I come back on and host, and then 1 more week. So I'm officially starting back the program, God willing, in June, right? And I will, you know, for those people who were contemplating, you know, no, I am not doing it from a hospital bed, God willing, right? So God bless you, take care, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. Again, my apologies for the little delay between then and now. But like I said, you know, it was a necessity, and we'll take it from there. All right, so what else do I have to remind people of again? Oh yeah, my company Grillian will be celebrating our 8th anniversary. Yes, our 8th anniversary at the beginning of June. For the whole month of June, 20% off our entire menu. And we are not going to do like what Kipalanis used to do long time, raise the price by 50% and then give it to the 2% off. Because my father and mother used to fall for those sales. Right? So it's 20% off our menu items for the entire month of June at Brilliant. And plus we'll be introducing 1 or 2 menu items, newer menu items. And, you know, and let me hold on. I have to apologize. This weekend was a bad weekend for me. One of my staff members who don't normally assist with the cleaning of chicken ended up receiving some very small wings. And those wings were sold to customers. And some customers may have received some small wings, which is not our standard. When we are selling wings, we would give you extra to make up. And some of you may have received those wings. And if you have a pity for me or you have your chit number, I will gladly give you a replacement, right? Because at the end of the day, for me, even if somebody tried to fool me, I clear my conscience because I don't like taking advantage of people. If someone pays for a pound, I am not going to give you 453 grams. That is how, hey, see where you feel like you know grams and pound and yeah? Right. Yes, I'm going to give you 454 or 455. That is how I operate. All right, so, and I always tell people our steaks are about 8 ounces because sometimes it goes 7.5 and sometimes you get 8.5, sometimes you get 9. So at the end of the day, when you're cutting steaks, you don't get the exact 8 ounces. All right, so again, thank you so much for your support, your love, your understanding. To my entire Baraka team, thank you so much for all the support. To my family, you know, let me say something controversial here. Let me drink some water first. And let me say something very controversial. The only water I drink, Oasis. The other day I bought some Caribbean Spring. We went to Häagen-Dazs. My wife went to Häagen-Dazs and she bought some Caribbean Spring water. That and drain water is the same thing, boy. It is the worst tasting water I ever tasted in my life. Moody, if you taste that water, I spit it out. I don't know how the hell they could be selling that thing. That is the worst. Anyway, yeah, let me make that statement. In every family, you will have those that support you, those that do not support you. There are those who will wish you well, and then there are those who will wish you death. Not because of something you did, you know, but because of something called hasad, which is envy and jealousy. And even though they may have everything, even though, you know, they may be full with money in their bank account, even though they may have apartments, renting and all that, at the end of the day, it is not enough for them. And one of the things that I've always realized is that the people who support the present format of the UNC, now, the brothers that line with me and is the majority, who line with me and who with my family, and all who line with me agree that Kamala have to go. All of them. Nazmul, Ashmit, Bobby, all of them, Dinky, you name it, Kako, who again? Bobby, Boto, right? Maybe Boto wife, because she's a different story because she is a Kamala fanatic. She fall in the group of people who really, sometimes I just want to hit you to kick. But what I mean is that when you look at the people who support Kamala right now, they have a certain mentality. You will find those are the people, are the couture makers, they are the bacchanalists, they are the ones who enough is never enough. And they're the ones always creating problems. And they're the ones whose mentality is really the ones here happening. They're always fighting about land. They're always fighting about house. They're always fighting about this. Is some bacchanalian. And I have realized that. Because on the other side, you have the people who think with a little intelligence, and they could tell you that this woman who lost 11 elections and have less support now cannot win an election again. Cannot. Especially with the Mahasabha not supporting her, especially with many of the Muslims like myself. You see a man holding man hand and in parliament. You see a man dress up as a woman. And I've always said, if you take a Toyota and you put a Mercedes engine, it is still a Toyota. So you could take a man and dress him up how pretty and put him in parliament or the Senate. At the end of the day, that is still a big stinking man. Because his genetics will show that. Now, if you are born with double genders, meaning that some people are born, you know, with male and female parts, then you could select what you want to be because religion allows for that. But when you as a big man or a big woman decide that you want to do that, don't come next to me with that dotations. Right? Like I say, with me, I don't stand for that. And this is the kind of thing that the present UNC promotes. So I don't understand how people who proclaim to be Muslim and just want to pray on the ground will support members of parliament who hold in hand with our next fella. Right? And a lot of them involved in the kind of corruption that they are involved right now. First, get this country back. The UNC has to change total. The people at the top, a new group of people, and I've said it before, anytime the UNC begins to make changes, I will help finance. I will give them the whole station to use for the whole year to promote election. And at the end of the day, I will do what is best to put them where they need to be. But we can't do that with the present lot because we're putting back somebody who's worse than the present administration. All right, so all the best, folks. You take care. Be safe, and as I said before, the next program, Breaking Barriers, will be back the first week in June, God willing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and to our friends and brothers in Palestine, and to those people who are supportive. You see the date that they are having this thing? Put it up, please. The date for the thing, I think is on, right. Yeah, actually, yeah, on Sunday. Sunday, the 12th of May, all of you who pretending, all you crying and bawling and thing, all you have an opportunity to get up. But like I said, have one man there, if he talking, I walking out. And it is what I did recently when they had a dinner at the Hyatt. That is what I did. My entire team, 10, 12 of us, when Kamala decided that she's going to use a religious function, and I keep telling people, all do encourage that dotation, sir. Right? Do encourage them people to come and leave the politicians out all your bacchanalian. And when she come and start to politicize and then walking around all over the place, about 12 of us, plus other people as well, got up and walk out. Because we didn't come there for that. So let's do encourage that dotation, sir. When y'all start to play politics, I mean at the end of the day, because you're seeing them mufti and them getting AGC house and shaking hand with Prime Minister and all kind of thing and all kind of shippiness going on. And boy, I don't know. I really don't know. So take care, folks. God bless you. And I'll catch you next week. Not next week. In 2 weeks for Breaking Barriers. Right? So assalamu alaikum and good evening.